All right, so we're back inside the clay studio here. A little bit about what you have going on over in here then.
Sure. Yeah, so we're opened, we're functioning as a community pottery studio. So what we have is kind of three aspects. One is we have classes through our local art center, Art House. And I've taught over there for a couple of years and felt like it would be nice to have a separate clay space.
Okay.
So I had the opportunity to move into this building and start that. So we have Art House classes through here. We started our first session since being in the space in October, and we're already full. Our adult class is already full.
Really?
So
Yay.
yeah.
All right.
Maybe a second session will be starting, we're hoping.
Okay.
So we're halfway to the second session,
Okay.
I think. So, and then we'll also have kids classes in here as well. We started out this summer with a much more pared down space, and we had some kids camps, some summer camps in here.
Oh, really?
But
Okay.
kids love the space, and since then I put a lot more work into it, and it's coming together. But so besides that, teaching classes here, we also have working at Art House. I noticed that sometimes people would stop in and they'd be curious about the space, but they'd want to do something right then.
Sure.
And it's a class, it's a sign up, take a class kind of place. So I came up with this idea. I used to work at a place called Clayworks when we lived in San Antonio, Texas, where they just had walls full of bisque where you could paint it and glaze
full
it.
of bisque.
Bisque, that's what we call this. Actually, there's a little tutorial there on the wall there.
Oh.
Bisqueware is
Okay.
clay pieces that have been fired to, and then they're glazed again. So clay work is often fired twice. First it's greenware, it's made out of the soft clay. It's fired in the kiln, and then it's called bisqueware. So our bisqueware is white, it's a white clay. And then you paint it with the glazes, which are on the table here. You paint it with the glazes, which kind of just look like watercolor paints. You paint it on there, and then we put it in the kiln and fire it, and then it comes out to be what you're typically thought of as glaze. So here's just a sample of, here's the different colors we have available.
Sure.
Becomes shiny, becomes waterproof, becomes dinnerware safe. So
How
we
about
have that
dishwasher
aspect.
safe?
Dishwasher safe. Yes.
All right, all
It is.
right.
We always suggest that if you want a really long life of your pottery,
Okay. Disclaimer, huh?
yeah, but I throw my stuff in the dishwasher all the time.
Okay, okay.
So,
Is
yeah.
this the Webster's Dictionary definition of clay here?
This is not. This is
Okay.
from a book, which I did quote it. I did give it credit down here.
I'll take your word for it.
But this is from a book I often read to kids called The Magic of Clay.
Okay.
And I just like the way that it worded that. So that's what this part is. So you could come in on a whim with some friends. We've had women come in at night, or families come in and hang out, chat, and paint up something, and then they come back a week or two later and it's ready to be taken home.
Sweet. Okay. And you're now back to Decorah. Are you a native?
I am. Well, I better give my hometown props here instead of saying I'm a Decorah native. You move away from a small town and you tell everybody you're from the biggest small town in the area.
Sure.
So because there's no chance that they'll know where your real town is. So I'm actually from Cresco, which is neighboring to you and I. I'm an art scholarship.
You and I grad. Hope we got that in there. Okay.
So I went to UNI and they have a wonderful program in the arts. So that's that. But I guess I talked about the first two segments of it, that you could take a class here, or you could paint a pot. And then the third aspect of it is it's a membership studio. So you can pay a fee to be a member here, and then you can come in anytime you want and use our wheels, have access to our glazes, to our kiln, because ceramics is a very expensive thing to do on your own in your home.
Sure.
Unlike painting or something where you buy yourself your painting sets and you can do it on the kitchen table, ceramics, for one thing, brings a little more mess into your home with the clay dust and stuff. And then also kilns and pottery wheels are quite expensive. So that's what back here, that's what this grant has allowed me to do, is to purchase a pottery wheel costs about $1,000 for a quality one. So the grant was allowed me to purchase one of the wheels here. And then one of my wheels was given to me from one of my students in Ankeny. And then one is a kick wheel there and then we also have on loan to us the slab roller from Luther College that they weren't currently using. So that's very unique that we would have a slab roller in our space.
And a slab roller does what?
A slab roller does what? Good question. Grab a piece of clay. It flattens the clay. So it's basically, as I explain it to my son who loves construction.
Sure.
It's like a steamroller for clay.
Okay.
So you put the clay in there
Like a giant
and
rolling
then
pin.
roll over it, and it flattens it. And actually, for our grand opening, we had people make tiles that we're going to glue on the outside of our building.
Oh.
And this was laid out. This was rolled out by the slab roller. So once you put it in there, it comes into this flat slab like this, and then people were able to carve onto them and add designs.
Oh, cool.
And so we make handmade tiles.
Someone even gave you a little free pug there, huh?
That was my dad.
Oh, all right. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So the process of making clay, I take some of this, I sit down at a wheel, I do my whole Patrick Swayze thing.
Right, and and
then what do I do?
And then we
Shove
let
in
it
that
dry.
thing? Okay.
So over here you can see we've got some work. Actually, we've got more stuff. Generally, we'd have some work that would be drying here,
Okay.
and then after it's dry, we load it into the kiln here. Oh, here it is. So somebody already has started loading the kiln. So there's pieces in here that are greenware, which means it hasn't been fired yet, and they're in here ready to be fired. So we're going to load this all the way up to the top, and then we'll be ready to fire the kiln. So there's different layers. Underneath what you can see here, yep, there's another layer underneath of there of work that has been made in the last couple weeks.